I thought you were Blake.
That's Josh.
Josh Blake.
Yeah, he's just apologising to Josh.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Sometimes I just text Josh, sorry. And he shames me endlessly. But Henry Tan.
No.
Henry.
Yan.
Yan. Oh, I've done a racism immediately.
Hey, that's true.
Henry Yan. So good. And I'm glad you corrected me. That was a test.
That's not the first time. Oh, I need to write that down. I'm trying to riff tonight. So
Please,
write
riff.
That down.
Be like, that's some honky misname.
That's really funny.
Please, get in. That's great. I was going to ask you how you develop material, and there it is, right
There's actually
there.
a story behind that, but yeah, it's
Please,
so funny.
let's go into it, Henry.
Well, yeah.
Henry Yan.
Oh, thank you. Jeez. Well, I got fired/left my first job, and they wrote on the letter Henry Tan, but they knew my last name. But yeah, they were doing it on purpose.
Did you think possibly it was a way to not really slander you? You know what I mean? They wanted you fired, but they didn't want to disgrace you by actually naming.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, all I know is that the business was shutting down, and they were kind of firing everyone. So,
Right.
yes.
What was that business? Let's give them a shout out.
I think they're done. So
Maybe they can just find the owner of that business and just send them an email. Be like, "Hey, great job keeping your business going, loser." That's from Henry Tan. No, cool. Henry, take me back though, man. Where are you from? Where are you based? And when did you first start stand-up comedy?
from Auckland, based, I don't know, figuring out between Auckland and Melbourne right now. And yeah, I just did like because I worked as an engineer, and then I did like this work presentation, and yeah, I murdered. And so, you know, then I was like, oh man, maybe I can do comedy. And then, you know, I signed up at the local comedy club in New Zealand, and then I flaked because I got scared. And then I let 6 months pass, and then later I heard a friend of mine did comedy, and I was like, dude, I'm funnier. So then I went back to that comedy club and I did it, and it was like, yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Now, we can't breeze past this. You said that you had a work presentation that you murdered.
Yeah.
What was this work presentation, and how did you murder it?
It was like, so you know how in university they've got like the some careers fair? So I was like an engineer at this company, and then the engineering department in university asked for all these different companies to come in and talk about their company. So it was like me and like maybe 7 other companies. And yeah, I just did a presentation about our work, and it did really well. And then, yeah, everyone pretty much came to our stall, which was cool.
And you were cracking jokes, you were using humor to sort of pitch your company.
Yeah, I wasn't even pitching my company.
Just using stage time.
I was just like, just for fun. And yeah, so yeah, it seemed like everyone wanted to come see what it was like to work at our place afterwards.
And what year was that in?
Oh, must have been like 18 maybe? Yeah, a while back, yeah.
And then you eventually sign up to the local comedy club, you flake on that, but then you meet someone who's not funny. That inspires you, which is the story of many comedians.
They are funny, but
you thought,
yeah,
I
was
can
like,
be funny.
come on, man. No, yeah, they are funny, yeah.
But what year was that in that you first actually get up and you follow through with a gig?
It was either 2020 or 2019. I forgot.
Around that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much when I started. And then, yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Living the dream with Blake.
Living the dream with Blake. That could be the episode title
That's
of this
it,
interview.
man.
That's a lot of fun.
That's
and what was it for you in those early gigs that kind of got you hooked? I mean, obviously you've got the bug, even with the presentations at the uni, but what was it when you actually get up on the stage and you do well for the first time that hooks you about comedy?
It's kind of cliche, but like the first time I did stand-up comedy, it went pretty well. And it's like it's that cliche of like, man, you do something and you're like, oh, shoot. This is it, you know? And yeah, it's kind of the cliche. And like, I always thought it was just a cliche, but like that they say happens, but probably never happens. But it happened, and then I was like, oh man, this is crazy.
Feels like a calling to you.
I wouldn't.
I'm throwing cliches at you now.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that, but it just felt like
you'd say you're the chosen one.
The chosen one to bomb. Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's get into the bomb stories because they're a lot of fun. I mean, obviously you're pursuing it, you hit the ground running after these shows. You start gigging. How quickly do you run into your first bomb?
Oh, dude, almost immediately. So I did
Awesome.
really well for the first one, and I was like, man, I'm so good at stand-up comedy, so I write a whole new set, and then I bombed, and I was like, what's going on? I thought I was good. Yeah.
And was that the same venue?
Nah, different venue. Yeah.
Different venue.
So, yeah, pretty much almost immediately. And then it's like, it's a whole bunch of just figuring out what's going on and figuring out that you're not actually that good. Yeah.
A lot of trial and error.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who is a comic that is sort of working in the industry today? It could be in the Australian industry, in the world, whoever, that you really like. You love their stand-up, you admire them. And what is it about them that you admire?
Ooh, I'd say that, yeah, probably like Guy Montgomery and Aaron Chin. Those are the goats for me. Yeah, they're like, I think I like how they're just so unique. And it seems like they're just kind of being themselves. And it's like, yeah, I think that's probably it. Like, in terms of doing comedy, it's like, I struggle to do the classic sit-up punchline or whatever it is. Like, when I tried to write jokes in that format, it just didn't work. So I just tend to just be myself, and usually works.
Keep the authenticity. What is your writing process like today? I mean, you've got a book right here in front of us now.
Yeah.
I completely did a racism to begin the interview. You write that
Mate,
down as
that's
a
good
potential
material.
riff. Exactly. I mean, that's the great
material.
thing about comedy. Nothing can be painful. It's just all material. Anything that happens to you. But walk me through the book and sort of your process.
Oh, I don't really use the book often. I'm just have the book because when I'm doing my hour show, I just need a set list. But normally, like, I just like live life, and then I have an idea that I think is funny, and I just like kind of write it down, like that Henry Tan. So for this one, for example, that Henry Tan thing, I'm like, oh, a story happened. I'll probably just riff on that tonight. So I usually just get an idea, and then I just riff on it. And the longer I riff, eventually, you know, like, I've found like when I make bits, it's all about, for me, it's all about riffing. And it's like when I riff, it's like you can feel you're creating tension in the room. And then when you feel that you're creating tension in the room, like, and it's like real time, right? You kind of feel the need to break that tension. And it's like, I feel like subconsciously something comes up and you'll break it. And it's like, if you can't break it, it just builds more tension. And it's like, at some point, you know you have to break it. You just got to keep trying to break it. And then once you break that tension, that's a joke, you know?
Yes.
And then so basically I just collate all the riffed lines that work well. And then I just build a bit around it. Because, like, I think that's the most, like, you way you can make a bit. Because, like, when you're riffing, you're just being you. So...
You're free falling, so to speak.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. It's it sucks because you bomb a lot because you don't really write it, but you have a lot of ideas in your head, and I just kind of riff around the ideas in my head.
Do you avoid practicing your material before you gig? Like, if you have an idea, is there any temptation to practice how you're going to say it, where you could go, the concept of what you could flow to, or do you just have the idea raw, you avoid it, and then get on stage and see where it goes?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I do it. I like it like just have the idea and then maybe think of more ideas for that idea. But I never think how I'm going to say it. I just remember those ideas in my head and I let myself just say it to an audience as if it's a conversation. Because I feel like that makes for the most like kind of genuine or unique way of making stand-up comedy.
Now, you mentioned, obviously, you're working for an engineering company at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're still working for said engineering company, but what was your family's opinion when you're sort of making this leap into stand-up comedy? Do they even know? Have you told them? Do they think you're still working under the pseudonym of Henry Tan for this engineering company?
Yeah. So I actually, I quit my job last year to just focus on building an hour. I'll have to get a job again soon to get money. But, I don't know if you know about the Raw thing.
Raw Comedy Festival, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
I won the thing last year.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, so, basically, my parents' opinion of me doing comedy was, like, pretty, like, don't waste your time kind of thing for, like, the first 3 years. And then I won the comedy thing. And then I told them, I feel I need to quit my job to build this hour. And then they're like, yeah, that's all good. And they were like very supportive about it. So, it turns out if you want your parents' approval and you chasing your dreams, all you have to do is, be the best. Yeah. So.
All you have to do is win a national competition.
Yeah, pretty much. And so now they're very supportive.
That's great.
But I guess before that, it's like there was no proof of your talent. There was just some delusional belief in yourself,
Yes.
Yeah.
How have they been to any gigs?
Yeah, like one or two, but they don't understand English that well.
So you just reassure them that you did really well.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, actually. I need to write that down. Sorry. I'm also farming material as well as you.
This is amazing. I can't tell you how complimented I feel. I've never had an interview where the comic has gone, you've given me 2 pieces of material, and we have to check in, and I want to know how these went.
Oh man, dude, I'll do that tonight and I'll bomb.
You could just text me just bad in capitals or just a thumbs up, and I'll know you crushed and you're too good to talk to me.
Yes.
Either result is absolutely fine for me. Listen, man, we don't have a lot of time together, but I want to know if you could go back and converse with young Henry, younger Henry, if you will. Would there be any advice you would give him for the years ahead? And it doesn't have to be for comedy, just could be for life in general as well.
I think it's like follow your instincts, believe in yourself, and most importantly, have fun, I'd say. Yeah.
I like that. Succinct.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Is there anywhere people can find you on social media and any shows you want to plug that are upcoming? The time is yours.
Yeah, just henryen.comedy. That's my Instagram. I'd love a follow. Yeah, and there'll be shows. Yeah, no shows to plug, but you'll see me around hopefully.
henryen.comedy. Check him out on the Instagram. I'll be following you, Henry Yan, and I want to keep back and forthing and working at material together. This was more of a workshop than an interview.
Give me more material, man.
This is heaps of fun. If I can accidentally racist my way into giving you more material anytime, Henry Yan. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you for having me.
See you soon.